Good day, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the conversation. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of embracing change. I also want to give a very special shout out to Blackout Tuesday, which is a day that I have decided to continue to be consistent, with regard to the conversation supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of people, or some people, have issue with it because they feel like it's been hijacked, possibly by political agendas and, people hopping on board with it, and maybe the original intention of the movement was getting lost in translation for a few. But I am choosing to be a part of the solution as much as I possibly can. And I'm saying that this is not a political agenda, it's a humanity, agenda, if you want to call it something. It is about the acknowledgement of speaking on behalf of the voiceless, and also being a part of the solution for crumbling systemic racism, getting into the structures that enable it to exist in the first place, breaking them down so that they don't even have that doesn't even have the space to be supported. You feel me? So that's what this is about. That's what the movement is about. And today, hey y'all, welcome to the conversation. We're going to be talking about embracing change, right? Such a powerful time for so many people, for so many reasons. Lots of ways to embrace change, not just on a personal level, but on a collective level. I mean, there's just so many things that are happening. So I want to see what everybody's focus is right now. What is your intention right now? What has your attention? Where in your life do you feel like you may be having difficulty embracing change? What about what's happening in our world collectively could be posing a block or a question mark around embracing change? Let's talk about it. I think I didn't come here with any notes. The only thing I came here with is my heart space, what I already know, and I want to see what comes up and out, because I find that our spontaneous conversations a lot of the times are the most powerful, or they are so super powerful, and so I want to give room for that. Hey Tanita, what up? What's up? Kimberly, Jorday, Tiffany, Sarah, what's up everybody? Renata, reimagining the systems in another way. Yeah, I mean, that's really what it's coming down to, right? Like, I read something so powerful, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can pull it up, because this thought was so powerful to me. I was like, ooh, yes, I didn't say that. Let me see if I can pull it up. I wasn't even prepared to speak on it, but since Tanita brought it up, I think it's just a powerful thought, and we are the change we want to see, right? We're a part of moving the conversation forward, or not at all. Check this out, and this is to deal with Blackout Tuesday, and then we're going to continue our conversation for embracing change. It's all a part of it, right? This is a change that you are either embracing or you're not, but this is a change that I am embracing, and it says, and this was powerful to me, and I'll tell you why. The racist mind will not be changed by intellectual reasoning. We have seen that already. Let our focus be instead on changing the structural system that protects them, so they can no longer be unafraid to be openly racist. And then the commentary, I got to shout out my girl Linnell for this. She said, this revolution is not about convincing the oppressor to sympathize with our plight. Instead, it is to eradicate the system that allows them to remain our oppressors. So that means that this is something that speaks to something that I was thinking. And that was, I don't know if something I say is going to get to the root of where somebody might be harboring a lot of hate or ignorance or, whatever is holding a racist thought or behavior in place. But if you break down the system that supports it, it automatically deals with that. It starts to deal with that on its own. And then I can just show up, and this is for all of us in the chat, as an example through just who I am and what I choose to share, because I'm not necessarily here to change you, but I am here to express from that which is true to me, and maybe it will cause a change in you because of that. You see, and that's different. You know what I mean? I'm not here to pull you into the space, but if I stay true to me and what's important to me, then I can speak from that space, and that may inspire you. I don't know if that was deep or not, but hey, y'all, welcome to the conversation. That was so powerful. I'm going to post that probably, quite possibly, to close out the night for Blackout Tuesday. So what is everybody dealing with right now, where you feel like it's time to embrace change? On a personal level or on a collective level. I would love for you to be transparent. I would love for you to feel comfortable expressing. Let me know if the music is too loud or if it's just right. But what are you feeling out there? Is there some place in your life that you feel like it's time to embrace change and maybe you don't know how? Is there something going on where you're like, I'm afraid of embracing change, or it's so uncomfortable, or you have a lot of anxiety surrounding it, or you have this kind of anxiety in the background? I've been like that, where I've had anxiety in the background, and instead of just wishing the emotion away, I'm like, all right, it's here for a reason. So what do you need to tell me? And I sit with it. And even though it can be very uncomfortable, it's probably one of the most powerful things you could ever do, because at that point you are facing what is trying to get your attention, because usually it's going to either show up again or it's going to metamorphose. It's going to become something else, but the same thing, trying to get your attention. Feel me? Let me see. Changing, but how and at what pace? That's my issue. Well, what do you want to change? That's my question. What is it that you feel is asking for change right now? And then I can possibly dig into how and at what pace. So, I have sat with, especially of late, I've not been running from anything. Nothing, yo. Like, I'm in. And is it uncomfortable? Yes. But am I getting stronger because I'm not running from them? Yes. I'm realizing they're just emotions. I'm realizing that they do pass. This too shall change. I'm realizing that by me facing it, I'm actually kind of giving myself a leg up to not redo the same lesson over and over and over again, and I get to advance. I get to open up and expose myself to greater possibilities because I'm not running. And it's awesome. So don't be afraid to express yourself, because you just never know who in this chat could use your testimony or your issue or your situation to stretch in perspective about theirs. Tanita says, yes, I'm doing the same thing. LaCora says, that's good, no more running. Hey, LaCora, what up? It's so good to see you. Showing up is who I am authentically. Bless up. Like, I cannot tell you guys, I cannot express enough the beauty and power of facing the stuff that scares you and hurts you. Because as it's coming up to the surface, it's trying to get your attention for something to shift. It's just so uncomfortable sometimes, or it's so painful to look at or to revisit that you may Heisman Trophy it, you may run away from it, but that's exactly the thing it's trying to get you not to do. It's trying to get your attention so that whatever it is can finally be dealt with, and you can possibly scramble or get rid of a pattern in your life, or get rid of a space that you're making decisions from that could be sabotaging results for you. Or get rid of, or deal with, or integrate. Sometimes it's not about getting rid of it. Sometimes it's about bringing the light to the dark and going like this, because there's some aspect of it that is protective. There's some aspect of it that is providing boundaries for you that you need. or a space that needs you to see it, so that you create a better space for self-love. It's trying to get your attention for a reason. Okay, let's see. Renata says, the way I've been in a yielding spot during this changing time, and I'm trying to figure out how God wants me to come in to this new change. I want to move at my own pace, but still make moves and advance in the stages and steps of life. So, that's a bit ambiguous, right? It's a bit broad, what you've expressed. So, which is fine. So, I'd say just be in a state of allowance, no resistance, right? Perfect. There's two analogies that I love to describe how we could be in life that could really open up the opportunity to understand something from another space, or at least stretch in perspective about something from another space. The first thing is, and some of you have heard me say this before, but it's so powerful. I mean, come on, it's like worth saying it again. Hey, everybody. You know how in a tornado or a massive storm where the wind is blowing real hard, and you got, a tornado's great. You're in the middle of a tornado. You got this strong oak tree, right? Standing there like, it's big, it's strong. And then you got blades of grass. What usually survives the storm? The blades of grass, because they yield. They just lay down. The wind goes over them. And then once the storm is over, they're resilient. They come right back up. The blades of grass don't normally get tossed around and torn apart. Because they yield. They're so flexible. They're so flexible. If we could approach life the same, can you imagine? The oak tree, usually what happens, the tree either gets uprooted or it breaks and it snaps. Because it's standing too strong. It's not flexible enough to allow life to kind of take it where it may need to go in order for you to shift and change and evolve and expand and grow. Grass is a great example of being a good yielder to life. We can do the same thing. Be like a blade of grass. Same thing with another analogy that I love. Hey, y'all, welcome to the conversation. Same thing with another analogy that I love, talking about water, right? They say water is one of the most powerful substances on earth, but it's also one of the most gentle at times. But it can also roar, right? Like when water's coming over the side of the Niagara Falls, that's some of the most compounded pressure naturally you could ever encounter. Right? But then you got other water that's just going by in a brook, and eventually over time, it may take a second, but it's going to find its way through the cracks and crevices and get over whatever obstacles are in front of it. What if you were like water? So quite possibly it's a matter of not resisting the thoughts, the emotions that are bubbling up to the surface for you to recognize, and then not running from them, allowing them to show up, and then asking some good quality questions of those things that pop up. Why is it here? Why are you here? What are you showing me? Where does this come from? Where's the root? Hey, everybody, let me see what y'all are saying. Hey, Van. Okay. Nashua, hey, babe. It's easy for you because you have a platform, Ro, but working in a white town, trying to explain Black Life Matters, and myself being so world-lived. Nashua's from, where are you from? Nashua, Belgium. Having to dumb myself down to my environment. Trust me, it's not easy. Ooh, glad you were honest like that. You don't have to dumb yourself down. Why have you decided to do that to yourself? Right? Who's making you do that? There's some judgment that you have of yourself and of what you feel you need to be in order to show up in the world and to be accepted, it seems, from what you just said. So why are you doing that to yourself? What are you afraid of if you show up as who you actually are and you express from that space? Are you afraid of losing someone or something? And then if you are, question the value of that thing if it's not allowing you to show up as yourself. Question the priority of that thing that's not allowing you, or you don't feel is allowing you, to show up as yourself. Why are you allowing those people or those things to make you feel like you have to dumb yourself down? It has nothing to do with my platform. There's a lot of people that don't speak up at all, and they have platforms. I just have not allowed that to quiet me or a stance that I may take, because I know what's important to me. And I've decided to do things even when my voice is trembling. I've decided to speak up even when it's uncomfortable, because that's important to me. Because I'm challenging myself to stretch beyond my comfort zone. Because I feel like what's on the other side of my discomfort is more important than the discomfort. It's more important for me to be a part of the solution than to allow myself to be quieted. That's a choice I get to make, though. And that's the same choice you get to make. You feel me, Nas? Hey, Trey. Let me see what Van's saying. Tell me what you think. As a patient, a single dad of an 8-year-old, and his school sent me an email stating that the kids will be on the computers this year. A 3rd grader, and I have to work from home. How can I focus on his work and pharmacy work at the same time? I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have no children, okay? I don't have any children, but I had a friend reach out to my group of girlfriends yesterday, and she was going to speak to, I don't remember what kind of representative it was for the community, but she was like, I'm going to speak to one of the representatives. What do you guys need? And one of my friends who does have children was like, I need them to get some supplemental support for parents who are homeschooling. It's completely new and foreign for a lot of people, having to step up in ways that they never anticipated, and it's causing a bit more stress. And so there may need to be the request of more supplemental funds in that way. And quite possibly, maybe there needs to be some kind of virtual tutoring that is offered. I'm just thinking of this off the top of my head, that you can request from the school. Maybe they can create it, or your town representative, your community, your senator, saying, be possibly a bit more proactive about putting in some phone calls, coming together with some other parents, amplifying your voice in order to get the things that you need in order to support this shift, this change. Come on, shout out to today's topic, embracing the change that's happening. Some of this stuff we're going to want and we're going to call in. Other stuff we're going to just have to adjust and adapt because it's our new reality. Right? So maybe start thinking of some quality questions to ask that's going to help you to get to more acutely what you need in order to support yourself and your kids in this change that everybody has to deal with. Right? I don't know if that helps. I hope it does. Just to get you to think about it possibly from another perspective. Hey, Kevin, forgiveness, trying to forgive a person who hurt you. Embracing that change, is that what you're asking, Kevin? Nashua says to please our surroundings and not to lose my job. So there it is, Nashua. It's not that you have to do anything. It's just that you're prioritizing, right? Oh gosh, you guys, I can't. We get to choose. Now, it's up to us what we decide. We are always in the driver's seat. It is up to us to decide what's important and what's not important. What gets priority, what doesn't get priority. We get to choose. Now, there are possibly results. I won't even call it consequences, although you could think that way because consequences kind of got a negative connotation. But there are results to the choices that we make. So you may say, you know what? It is more important that I use my voice and that I sit in my authenticity. It's more important for me to do that than to acquiesce or cater to these people that possibly hold my job position. Or I choose to still have a voice, but how can I do that in a way that hopefully balances or navigates having my voice and keeping my job? At the end of the day, we still get to be the ones that choose. It's not on them, it's us. And then what we've decided to allow ourselves to either be subjected to or just to receive the results of the decisions that we make. I hope that came out. Right. But we always choose. Even if I'm trying to think of another way to say it. Even, the things that are going on that you say it's always been like this, where you're still allowing yourself to believe that it's always been like that. And so you're still allowing yourself to go along with the status quo. It's still a choice, even if you're not consciously doing it. So when we really get consciously in the driver's seat, powerful. Because then we start taking responsibility for everything in our lives, good, bad, or indifferent. And then maybe we can accept the results that we have, whether we like them or not, because we are always choosing to either go along with it or not. Right? Hey, y'all. I love you too, honey. Love the background music. Okay, turn it down just a bit. Okay. All right, honey. Thank you for the feedback. All right. Nation says, wow, the country finna do this here. Mississippi, that's what they're going to. And I like homeschool one and go, okay, every day. Okay, so homeschool is the thing for the next coming school year, you guys. Whoa. Tanya says, all is well. My son Cody is out of ICU. Good, hun. He's recovering. He's had a few surgeries from the bone fracture, suffered 3-degree burn on his foot. We're praying that the skin graft from those burns didn't go all the way to his bones, my goodness, where they would amputate, but he has feeling in his feet and toes. Bless up. Bless up. I'm glad your son is well. LaShonda, hey, says, saying this gently, finding an alternative to child homeschooling is better than an alternative to have them being sick or worse. Still speaking gently, but look at it as a blessing, because some parents won't have that luxury. Think of solutions and gratefulness. All right now, rather than fear. Just what I've learned from Ro and others. Bless up, babe. Thank you for that. Michael says, I'm sorry I missed the topic of the conversation. Yeah, today is about embracing change, whether it's on an individual level or collectively. And already some awesome stuff is coming out. Right? Thank you for that, LaShonda. Yeah, right? It's all about perspective too. How do you choose to see it? Where's the good? Find the good. You get to spend more time with your kids. Maybe some people feel that's good, some people don't. Maybe you get to be a little bit more involved in making sure that your kids are educated in a way that's even greater than what the school is providing. Who knows? We're evolving right now. We're evolving. We're all going through the change together. And I think that we're stepping into a new frontier that's going to be even better. It's just that it's a little bit chaotic at the moment while we find our new footing. But I think we're stepping into a greater space of being, of connecting, of creating. I think all of that is greater. Oh, hey, Sarah. Sending love to you too. Good to see you. Yeah, man. So did you guys have any questions of me before we get out of here? Nashua says, good night. Waking up tomorrow strong. Good. Keep up doing what you're doing. You just lifted me up. Bless up, babe. Let's stop feeling uncomfortable, dumbing yourself down. That's right. New day tomorrow. Come on, babe. Check in with you and reprioritize what is important to you. And then find a way through empathy, compassion, if you want. Let those be your guides. You guys know the technique that I talked about. I usually talked about when I was doing more teaching type stuff. But if it's difficult for you, allow your communication to come from clear intentions. So, I like to do things in threes. Pick 3 things. 3 intentions that you would like to communicate through. So for Nashua, for example, it could be, I intend to understand, be compassionate, and be honest. Now, how would you say what's true to you? Powerful. You can pick whatever intentions you want. Pick 3 of them and then have those things on your mind and then communicate through that space. Whatever intentions you do, you want it to inspire you to speak from that greater aspect of yourself. You can do this in relationships, anything. You're going to have a tough conversation with your kids. You're going to have a tough conversation with your spouse. You're going to have a tough conversation with whatever. Pick 3 intentions that's going to inspire you to operate from the greatest aspect of you, your greatest version. Understanding, compassion, love, listening, peace, grace. Choose, and then speak your truth through those intentions. All right. Let me see what you're saying before we get out of here. Oh, thank you, Anthony. I ain't conceited. I just know my worth, okay? Nation says, yes, I think Rhona has made us all change without thinking about it right. Get us out of our comfort zone. Bless up. Lady, hey, I had mind, heart set on a position, but was turned down because I own my own media company, and I guess I was hurt, but also must mean I have to step up into a greater space. Come on, look at that. Look how fast. Look how fast the shift happened. You feel better about that situation, not because the outer circumstance has changed, because the inner meaning that you've given it has changed, because the inner perspective you have about the situation expanded and shifted. That's how powerful we are. Sometimes the outer thing is going to catch up with what's happening from the inside. That's usually where it comes from anyway. Change how we're feeling about something first. Change how we're thinking about something first, right? Alfred says, sometimes tragic situations become a motivation for change. Otherwise, things will remain the same. Look at the good in it all. You better speak on it, Alfred. It ain't easy, but it's greasy, okay? It's doable. It is. I don't know any significant change that has happened in comfort zones. All right. Shanika says, better to evolve than staying complacent. It's not always going to be easy. There it is. There it is. Hey, Shirley, getting ready to get out of here. You're beautiful. Good night. Honestly, if I don't like it, I'll speak up. I hope they can handle it. Hey, set your intentions and then speak your truth. You know, just know that with whatever decisions we make comes results. Prepare to receive whatever results based on whatever we decide to do, whatever we choose to do. Right? All right, you guys, this has been a wonderful conversation. I hope you've gotten great value from it. PPU is starting up July 7th, 12 weeks of transformation with moi. If you're ready to get this thing, you know, let's get it. If you're ready to up level, let's get it. If you're ready to finally look at some things head on, you want to do some healing, deal with some emotional trauma, let's get it. I do it all. We do it all. You ready to have some accountability? Let's get it. So if you think that that's something you would be interested in, write yes in the comments, and then I'll take it from there. I'll reach out to you and we'll take the next step. You know, it's time. It's time. All right, you guys. Hey, Ernst. Thank you for all you do. Much love, blessings, and inspiration. Thank you, Lorenzo. My pleasure. Anthony, don't waste your time fighting blind-minded positivity. Shout out to the lyrics in the chat. Okay. Thanks again, lady, for making us think. It's my pleasure. Okay. All right, y'all. It's been good. If you want to join PPU, if you're thinking about it, you need more information. If you want to see if it's a good fit, come hang out with your folks. We're getting ready to take this leap together. July 7th. July 7th. All right. Until next time.